Ahoy! No, I must apologise for that. Lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter, and I will be your host for this evening. Welcome to the Low Energy Livestream, part number 17. I'm pretty sure it's part number 17. We're slowly ticking on by here. And I got a little bit distracted there. I was putting tags in the video, so hopefully, it can be found by a few more people this time. Maybe not. I think the tags are probably going to work for people finding it in the long run, if anyone ever wants to come back and look at this again. So, how's everyone doing tonight? We have yes, oi oi Pump Fury there. Hello, Colin. Hello. Thank you very much for dropping in again. So we shall see how tonight's show goes. I'm feeling a little bit more alive. I'm feeling a little bit better than I was last week. I've still got a bit of a cough, but that's just how I am. I always have a cough. Just sometimes it's a little bit more, and sometimes it's a little bit less. But such is life. Where did I get the purple? Where did the purple Pro stock come from? It's actually a WGP. Well, it's a of course it's a WGP, but it's actually an Outcast. Yes, it's an Outcast because the Nightcast was the two-tone, or semi-two-tone. It's an Outcast. It came from one of the lads who I used to play on Lockdown with. He knew that I liked autocockers at the time, and he wanted rid of it. This was a few years. In fact, this might have been about like 7 years ago that I got it. So I've had it for a while. It's actually been in some of my videos. It's that is the autococker that was misbehaving playing at Urban Paintball's event. I think it was Marines versus Predators a couple of years ago, or Aliens versus Predators. I can't remember. I can't remember. It was the one with where the paint was really, really bad, and for some reason that was just misfiring loads. For some reason the back block actually got stuck back, and that was the MVP 5. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Colin. But yeah, that's the one that I was having to hit the back block to get the seal to get it to slide back, which pissed off some people, some autococker fans. At that point in time, I was just focused on trying to get the marker to shoot again, thinking if there is something big wrong with it, it'll let us know, and if it starts working, fantastic. If I break something, then I'll just have to fix it. Are the ones with the opened paint boxes? Well, yes, but as far as we're aware, those were opened to check the paint beforehand, and that's all I know. That's what I was told, and that's the only information that I have to go on. Right then. So, how's everyone doing this week? I hope everyone's feeling fine and dandy. As I said, I'm feeling a lot better than I was last week. Not 100%, but I'm never 100%, so, you know. But, right. While I'm waiting to see if anyone responds you nearly forgot. Welcome, Nightmare. Welcome to the stream. It's glad to see that you've dropped back in. Right then. So, first thing, I'm going to mention it because I feel like I should mention it first off, but I'm not going to do anything with it till towards the end of the show. Right, I'm going to have to try and do this without exposing my address to completely... Hello there, Ghost. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Somebody sent this to us. I turned it with my neighbour. Do not open till next live stream. So, I haven't opened it. I'm trying to show you there without exposing my address or anything. But it is completely sealed up. And yes, I haven't opened it. So we'll be opening that later. God knows what it is. It's got a bit of weight to it. And feels kind of heavy on one side. Yes, we shall see. I'm just hoping it's not a parcel bomb. Right. Very nice, Colin. Very nice. I've just had pizza. So Seen in hump day with a nice fatty pizza. I was supposed to be having food prepared in the oven, and instead we broke and had pizza. But I ate it before the stream, so now I can give my full attention to you guys. Apart from, of course, having a drink. Right then, you need to sell the TMC. Why? There's a lot of people are very, very happy with the TMC. Sorry. There's a lot of people are very happy with the tip and TMC. So is it a preference? Is it that you don't particularly like that style? Is it just that you fancy upgrading to something better? Because Whizbit in the chat here sent us something a little bit earlier on. Unfortunately, I haven't included it in the description, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it if you are interested. Ansgear are doing a Tipman, not Tipman. It is a T15 build kit. So thank you very much for sharing that with us, Whizbit. But for anyone that's interested, it is basically you just get, I think it's the receiver, it's the frame and the body of the marker. You don't get a barrel, you don't get any hand guards. I think you get one mag. You don't get stock or anything like that, and the idea is that you buy that, and then you can build something completely unique for yourself. So that may be something that interests you. You can maybe go and check that out. And I might, if Ben sends us the link again, I might actually share it on my Facebook page if you just want to go and check it out on there. Ooh, Albert, being healthy. Keep going, mate. I need to do some of that myself. I was supposed to be starting my diet, and I can't do it. I'm weak. I like food. I'm quite literally twice the man I used to be. Oh, I hit adulthood at like 8 stone, and I'm now more than that. No, I'm now more than twice the man I was. Oh well. So, Ben, I've said, do it, man. Get yourself some food. Join the Fat Club. But special stir fry. It's KFC leftover chicken. That. God damn it, coughing. That's a good stir fry. That there, Colin. And Ben, just order all of the food. Colin, you can't complain about being 18 stone when you're like a foot taller than me. That's a lot more space to spread the weight out over. I'm just like a fat hobbit now. I'm possibly a tall fat hobbit. Send the link to my page. If I find my Facebook page, what am I doing? Ben, if you send the link to just my private message, and if you send the link in a private message to us, I'll share it from that. Nice one. Right. Albert, 15 stone 12. Mate, the weight is dropping off you. I'm very impressed with that. And you get, like, at Colin's birthday bash, you could tell you were losing weight. And I think I told you at the time, but you can tell you're losing weight, mate. And it's great to see when people try and make changes, try and better themselves. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm not fat, I'm under tall. Yes, we will go with that. But yes, round of applause to Albert. You're doing a fantastic job, mate. I'm very proud of you. And I think what we might have to do is we might have to start like a fat club together, and with the goal of becoming the skinny club. Alright. Anyway, let's get on with this week's show. And welcome to all the viewers that haven't said hello, haven't said anything. It's much appreciated that you guys are here. Right then. So, now, for any American viewers that are watching at the moment, this might be boring for a couple of minutes, but it shouldn't take long. I haven't got much to share on this section. So, if you're looking for somewhere to play this week, Brick and Wood Paintball have an open training session on Sunday the 10th. It is £35 entry, including a box of Pro Sharp. So if you fancy going down there and practicing some skills, get yourself down, join in the training, and you might, you know, even if you're a woods baller, get down there, join in. Join in. You might learn something. You might be able to improve your skills a little bit. Try and get that down there regular. Experience some sub-air play, and have fun. Meet some new guys. Learn some new skills. Enjoy yourself. And then come back here and tell me how it was like. Next up, there is Paintball Park Kidderminster have a Magfed walk-on again, Sunday the 10th. It is £35, including 500 balls, a Domino's lunch, and a drink. Additional paint is available for £10. Additional paint is available at £10 for 500 balls, or you do also have the option of bring your own. First strike is allowed. Also, 43 and 50 cal pistols are allowed, and there is apparently also going to be a pistols side game. So if you want to go down and you like your pistol play, you can go down and join in with the pistols only game, which I think is pretty cool. I've played a couple of games like that myself before, and they're normally really good fun. The event is being supported by Aaron Haggarth of UK Magfed Command and Paul Strutt of OMG. So two guys that are very heavily into the Magfed stuff, that know what's going on, they know the scene, and they are going to help Paintball Park Kidderminster run an awesome walk-on, specifically for the Magfed players amongst you. Photography is going to be done by Lucia Wood Photography, and again, as it seems to be the standard at Paintball Park Kidderminster, the photographs of the day will be available for free. And finally, Southwest Paintball League is being held, or the Southwest Paintball League is being held on the 10th of the 3rd. So again, that's this Sunday at Skirmish Dorset. It is 3-man turn up and play style tournament. Scratch teams can be made up if you need a team. So if you're a solo player and you want to go and play somewhere, but you don't have anyone to play with and you're a bit worried about it, don't worry. Get yourself down there. These guys, as long as you let them know that you're coming in advance, they'll do what they can to try and get you out there on the field with the team. The only thing is that you need to contact Oliver to let him know that you're attending. The cost is £35, or there was also a £40 price, which was for bring your own. So I don't know what the situation is there with paint, or I don't know if you get any paint included with the £35 entry fee. They'd be best off asking the event organisers themselves, which would be Oliver. If you're interested in that event, for any more details, please, I've posted a link in the description to that event. Go check them out and see what you think. Right, I've seen a couple of comments popping up here. A fat club for all the fat paintballers. Yes. You're correct. You're the correct way for somebody your build that is 10 foot tall. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm only like about 6 stone overweight, so that's terrible. SES is down at Sherwood. Brilliant. What's the crack with the Sherwood game? Is it just an indoor? Is it just a sort of in-house training session? Is there more going on than that? Please feel free, post up in the comments, and I'll if there's an event on that I've missed, post up and I'll read it out. Speedball or Magfed? I really don't know what to choose. Yeah, play speedball on a Magfed field. The McMaster's 3-man is a combination of both. Almost. I mean, I suppose you could play Magfed on it, but you probably would be at a disadvantage if you did. Although, if they're doing the whole 5.5 thing, which I'm not sure if the Mechanical Masters are, then potentially, you'll already be at a disadvantage when it came to mag changes, but other than that, you could potentially hold your own. Right then. So, in case anyone's writing anything up there, I'll give you a bit of a chance to do that. But let's have a look at topics for today. Right, now where's my pen so I can cross stuff out as we're going? And so I can look intelligent waving a pen around in my hand. Right. So, one that some of you may find interesting, a little bit of something for another little bit of something for you Magfed players out there. Possibly you players that are a bit like me, who like that old school style stuff, but also want to try something a little bit new. There is a now there's a I don't even know what his YouTube channel's called. I think I did post it in the description. Yes, of course it isn't working as a link. Glorious. I am so badly organised. Right, shush, stop, pause. Right. Paintball Zappa on YouTube has created a Magfed conversion kit for the CCI Phantom, specifically for CCI Phantom stock class bodies. So that is the bodies that have basically you can remove this top tube from, and that pops off. You screw on the Magfed conversion kit, and it means that with a CCI Phantom, you can then take Tipman TPX mags or the Tipman Zeta mags. I'm not sure if they have any more than that, but so you can take either the standard Tipman TPX mags or the aftermarket Zeta mags that were available or are available. And I thought, you know, for all it's not my style, and I do think it's a little bit, it's a bit of blasphemy. I thought I'd give it a shout out because somebody that's trying to create something, and I've had the arguments before with Magfed event organisers and Magfed players themselves, of course, about the idea of using a stock class marker at a Magfed event. Now, for all I wouldn't want to convert that, if I was desperate to go and play with a Magfed game, I think this is a fantastic little conversion kit. It doesn't appear to be expensive. There is left and right-handed versions available. It has rails, Picatinny rails for mounting accessories if you decide to go down that route. And as I said, it takes both Zeta and regular TPX mags. Now, if you're interested in buying one, there is links in the guy's video, which I've posted a link to in the description, where it will take you to the M. Carter Brown forum where you can buy them from there. But I had a quick look earlier on, and it seemed that the first run of them had sold out. So, I mean, I didn't look too closely, so that might have just been the first run. He might now be on his second run or third run, or God knows how many runs these he's done. But if you want to drop on there, if it's something that would interest you, drop on, give the guy a message, and you can potentially get yourself a Magfed conversion kit for a CCI Phantom, and those picky Magfed players wouldn't be able to complain anymore. But personally for me, not my style, but I respect the guy for trying to create something that could potentially mean that more people get to go out and play together. Now, I can't fault the guy on that. I do think that's fantastic. Right. Yes, Colin, it is. Oh, I think I'll be interested to see how you guys respond when that gets brought up, and for my thoughts as well as some of the interesting takes that people in general in the community are having. As some people are behaving like right children about it. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Right then. The next one that's going to come up is a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that I'd heard a rumour. Thank you very much to my unnamed source, who I actually named at the time. But yeah, I heard a rumour, and I never followed it up. So I think it was about 3 weeks ago now, maybe it's even a month ago, I mentioned that I'd heard a rumour that there was going to be a new paintball buy-sell trade site opening up. Now this was going to be somewhere that was going to be off Facebook, because as pretty much we all know, Facebook is getting a bit picky about buy, selling and trading of paintball equipment. Now, soft goods they don't really care about because they're just clothes. Masks, all that sort of stuff, they don't care. It's just sports equipment. You know, buying and selling a paintball mask is no different to buying and selling a hockey mask. But when it comes to buying markers themselves, or guns, if you prefer not to be paintball politically correct, it's a whole different matter. People are trying to find ways to bypass it, but Facebook, the staff of Facebook, they're not thick. They understand that people are trying to find ways around it, and they, as a result, are then trying to counteract that. So as a result, we keep seeing Facebook pages that are for buying and selling of equipment keep getting shut down, and then another one will pop up. They're a bit like Hydra heads. You cut one down, two pop up in that place. But every time they seem to lose something, it gets harder and harder for people to find. You know, people just get sick and move on. But anyway, there's this. I believe it is Mac from the UK paintball scene has decided. I believe it was Mac. Please, anyone that knows better, feel free to correct us if I'm wrong on that. Has gone out of his way and has set up a buy-sell trade paintball Facebook page. Sorry, not Facebook page, website, which goes by the name of Paintball Unite. Now, as I say with everything else, there is a link in the description down below. If I haven't posted the link, tell us, and I'll go and post the link. So for those that are interested, those that have gear that they want to try and get rid of, if you want to sell on the site, how to sell? You've got to join the Paintball Unite Facebook group, visit the Paintball Unite website, where there is a link in the description to the page, to the website, register an account, link your PayPal. Once this is done, an admin will enable you to post. From that point on, you can then go on and you can sell any unwanted paintball gear that you have. Now, it's not ideal. It's being able to just sell or like do everything in one place, talk to people and sell your gear and buy gear and everything. It was all fantastic. It was great. It had all been done in one place. But as in business world and things like that, people will tell you diversify because hell, even doomsday preppers say have redundancies. Two is one and one is none. Have backups in place for when one shuts down, you've got another. So there's a new option there. I haven't used it yet, but I probably will end up using it in the near future. But if anyone has a go of it, anyone has an experience with the site, let us know what you think. Tell us, come back here, let me know. Tell us if I'm promoting rubbish, or tell us if it's a fantastic site. The more that we talk as a community, the better we can make things. Right. Right, Ghost. No, it wouldn't be a disadvantage because I have such a short trigger pull. I run a speed mag. Fair enough, mate. So no box mag. No box mag for the CCI Phantom yet. Mag-fed conversion for the CCI Phantom. Sorry, no blasphemy. Well, that's kind of how I feel about it as well. But the guys over at MCB, they are the masters of old school gear, so I don't really know how to feel about that. Mag-fed players tell me I shoot too fast with a mag-fed gun. I just have mental trigger fingers. Yeah, I know the feeling, mate. There's a few of we in the chat at the minute. I've been called out for overshooting with a pistol. Colin was called out for ramping. Albert can put down a bloody good lane with his pump. There's yes. The Mag Phantom. Well, this is it. Yeah, it would be a mag-fed Phantom. To me, converting a Phantom into mag-fed, it's a bit redundant. I'm not opposed to putting a spring feed on a Phantom because I plan on doing that in the future myself. I've got a project in the works, but it's a long way from being anywhere near completed. But it's an idea. But the idea of having to go down the route of buying an entirely new setup specifically to go out and play something that to do that you're already doing, it seems a bit silly for me. But as I said, I mean, there is some guys and some event organisers that will be really, really picky on stuff. Like some event organisers or even some magvet players are of the opinion that it has to take a mag to be a magfed marker. Now, I'm not going to get into the semantics of that, but that's what some of them will say. So, being able to take a TPX mag in a Seaside Phantom will completely fulfill that requirement, and I can't fault anyone on that. And if you want to play an event, or if you want to play an event, you have to abide by what the event organizer says, and that's the be all and end all of it. You can try and convince them, but if they say no, this is what is happening, then that's what you have to play by. So if the only magfed events in the area that you're playing in say no, it has to take a mag, even though you're actually at a disadvantage to a magfed marker playing with something like that, you have to do what that event organizer says. It's sad, but that's the way it is. Now, if you just want to be able to use, if you've got a TPX and you want to be able to use your Phantom at an event the same, then that's getting one of those conversion kits is a prime opportunity for you. It'd be fantastic for you, in fact. Albert, why would it disfigure a thing of beauty with mag shit? Oh. Everyone has their own style. It's completely up to the individual. I mean, there's people who will say that my gear in general looks like shit. Like, I don't care as long as it works and I have fun. But that's all it comes down to. It's just horses for courses. Whatever floats your boat, sort of thing. Wisbit, yeah, Matt was the driving force behind it, but he doesn't want any credit. Well, I can understand that. I can understand that. But I know Matt is he's well into this whole sort of the buy sell trade community as well. You know, he's one of you guys that really like works does a lot of work in those sorts of areas. So it makes sense that he would be one of the guys that would be pushing forward to try and get something like that. And I know Mac's a big buyer himself and a big seller. Yeah, Ben at Ghost. You haven't seen Albert pumping his pump. He's got a hell of a pump arm. I can tell you now, Albert has a hell of a pump arm, and he is a very good pump player. Ghost. Apparently, I put ramping mode on your TMC. Yeah, mate. If you ever get your hands on an autococker, you start shooting fast with an autococker, and even if it's a mech, people will assume that you're cheating. See, with an autococker, when the back block slides back, it makes a noise. When it slides forward, it makes a noise. It almost sounds like you're firing twice as fast as you are. So you can even have electronic autocockers that are capped at a certain rate of fire, and people will still assume that you're firing way faster than you actually are. Right, Colin, plug pump fury. I already had this planned, my friend. Right, Colin, I think you need to do a little bit more work on your Facebook page, and I mean that as in like from your end of things as the administrator for your Facebook page. You need to pin down your name for your page. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember how you did it. I did it with my Facebook page. It basically just means that if somebody types in at Dexter's Lab or Dexter's PB Lab on Facebook, it'll take them straight to my Facebook page instead of them just having to search for Dexter's Paintball Lab. So you need to sort that out, but I'm still going to plug your page. Right. So anyone that was in here last week, you may remember I was wearing a glorious Pump Fury t-shirt. It's a little guy, I'm assuming it's meant to be Colin, little guy riding on top of a pump action tank with a smoke grenade. They're fantastic t-shirts. They're lovely. Yes, Colin is another one that was accused of rampant pump. But and yes, I believe that was. I think that was actually Albert that accused you of that as well, wasn't it? But yeah, so for anyone that's interested, anyone that saw the Pump Fury t-shirt that I had on last week, Colin is now selling them over on his Pump Fury Facebook page. Now, I think I have posted something about it. Yes, I've posted that the topic in the description, but unfortunately I couldn't post a link to the Facebook page without having like a massive, huge list of like the URL. I mean, the URL was going to be huge trying to share it. But if you go on Facebook, search for Pump Fury, you should be able to find the Facebook page relatively easy. If you don't want to do that, if you can't be bothered to go down the route of searching for the Facebook page, if you go onto my Facebook page, I did share a link to the Pump Fury Facebook page. In fact, I think I've shared a couple of links now. You should be able to find something on my Facebook page that'll take you over to the Pump Fury Facebook page, where Colin is sharing the glorious pump stuff. Which, he's had his page up for like less than a week. And he has already like got 3 times the number of people following his Facebook page than I have. This is war, Colin. I will not be defeated. Right. Artword. And welcome, Craig. Welcome. Thank you very much for dropping in tonight. Used to feel the same. I had a Planet Eclipse ether with a Spire. Also had a TIPX mag adapter. So I filled all the tick boxes. That being said, I enjoy MagFed far more using TMC than I ever did with the ether. Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'll understand that you'll enjoy something if it's designed for that more than if it's just something that's been adapted for that. I mean, I suppose with the Phantom adaptation kit, it might be a little bit better because it's the. I'm assuming that I'm assuming the ether adaptation kit was just sort of like one of those the hopper adapters, where you put the kit in as opposed like into the feed neck. Whereas with the MagFed conversion kit, you basically take that out. You have a replacement version of that top tube there. And then the mags slot directly into that, so it's right on top of the top tube, as opposed to sticking out the top. So that might be a little bit more comfortable using that, unless of course you're using something like if you're using like the extended mags or the Zeta mags, that might be sticking in your face. But I suppose with the normal mags would probably be around about the same sort of length as that. If you got like the 12 round mags, it's going to bring it back around about that far. That seems a bit extreme. But still, if you're running it as just like a pistol sort of setup, that shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, I can't knock anyone that plays MagFed. It's a style of play very, very similar to what I've played now for years. So I kind of feel a sort of a bond with MagFed players, but the reason I probably don't see as much whinging from pump players is because there isn't as many stock class players, at least anymore. To be honest, I don't even see that much whinging from MagFed players anymore. And as I've said before, I think that's probably because the ones that did whinge at us probably either blocked us or by this point left the scene. I mean, the average burnout rate for a player is somewhere between 3 and 5 years. But I lost my point. But yeah, I'm not seeing people whinging anymore. It seems that the MagFed players that seem to be in the MagFed community now seem to be a lot more open to actually playing with other people now and allowing people to join in with things like with stock class, because they understand now that it's not an advantage playing with something like that. I mean, you're right. You might have a bit of an advantage with with loading a 10 round tube in, because it's straight in the back there and pull out and you're ready to go. But that's counteracted by the fact of having to reload that every 10 shots, having to reload this every 40 shots. So, but yeah, I tried it. I tried playing Magfed, and ultimately I didn't feel like it was really for me. But as I said, I can't knock anyone else for playing that style. If that's what makes you happy, then power to you. Right. Oh man, I hate it when it just jumps down. If people like me, if people like that tell me I have to run mags, you run a speed mag. Yeah, fair enough. Albert. Oh, you just reminded me, I've got a spare spring for a Sterling, so if you want, you can put a spring behind the pump handle. I'm trying to think where my Sterling is right now. I think it might be back in my kit bag. But I'm not sure. I didn't really seem to have any problem with the pump stroke on the Sterling. If it is one that sticks back, because I think it was that one that used to stick back when I was playing. You'd pump it, and if you didn't slide it, or well, if you slid it forward and then started running, there wasn't any force keeping the pump forward, so you could potentially pump all of the balls into the breach while still running. But yeah, it would be appreciated, Albert. Yes, thank you very much. Ghost, because he put a G-Shock bolt in it, so it sounds like you're shooting twice as fast. Yeah. Well, this is it. Some people, people need to learn. People need to focus a bit more on learning sound signatures and markers. Like if you're playing, you can generally tell pump players, especially cocker pump players, because quite often the markers will fart when they fire. You have stuff like semi-automatic autocockers. They make like a click, 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 click sort of noise. Pumps also do that if they're firing fast. You tend to have sort of this stereotypical sound signature of, I think it's the Titman 98 Custom, when the gas gets lower, it decides I think it's when it misses the CN, decides to start bouncing, and it'll do the degas down the barrel and sort of the over a couple of seconds, it sort of it just bounces, and then has to be recocked. You'll learn sound signatures like that, and you can learn these things over time as you're playing. You can start and pick up what sort of guns you're going to be playing against, and make decisions based off of that. Like old egos used to clack. They're known as sheep cannons, but yeah, they used to actually clack when they were firing. It's like clack, 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 as opposed to popping and things like that. Anyway. Getting distracted. Colin, you're new to pages. Albert, yeah. Hey, if Albert can do it, yeah, make Albert an admin. He's good bloke. I'm reading comments on that as well as reading comments on this. Richie, might have to use one of your many old school pumps you have. Yes, Richie, it is a shame that those things are just gathering dust. Get some stuff out and play with it. I mean, it's beautiful seeing you out with your DC2, but I want to see some more of what you've got in your collection. It's in the settings. Yeah, that's it. You should be able to find it in the settings, Colin. Oop, poop. I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Colin, you already have a foreign customer too. Awesome. Are we talking Europe here, or are we talking States? There we go. Right. So it was your very next comment. You're sending one to Hawaii. Awesome. Please tell us you're sending one to Hawaii, PB. Sterling's a boss. Thanks for the sub, Ghost. Yes, anyone that isn't already subscribed to Artwood, please go over and check him out. He puts in a hell of a lot of work into his videos. He puts in a hell of a lot more work than I do. Go check his stuff out. He's been making videos for a really long time now, and his content is only getting better. Please, if you aren't already, go subscribe to Artwood. Shouldn't matter what style people select as long as everyone is playing. No, not at all. Aha! Hello there, Nightmare. Welcome back. But yeah, this is it. It's the divide that we have in paintball over. We've got the divide between semi guys and pump guys. We've got divides between Tony guys and Woods guys. We've got divides between mag fed and hopper fed. It's like we've got all of these different divides. I mean, there's more than just that, but all of these different divides within the paintball community. And we need, yes, it's fun for to take the piss out of each other at times, and have a bit of rivalry. And it's along the lines of sort of sibling rivalry. In some ways, the fact of like, I can take the piss out of my brother, but you can't take the piss out of my brother. It's we can all unite against everyone else, but why can't we work together? And if we could actually focus and work together, we might be able to do something. We might be able to just, I don't know. It's for minds much better than mine for it to be able to work out. But surely we can, as a community, we can try and come together and create something for the paintball community that's better. And it's about time that we stop tearing each other down and start trying to raise each other up. Like I said, yes, we can have digs at each other and stuff, and we can have little rivalries and things like that. But ultimately, we are all paintballers. We all shoot, for the most part, we all shoot the same type of projectile at each other. Okay, some are slightly bigger and some are slightly smaller, and some have got fins on the back and stuff, but we're still playing the same game. The objective of our game is to mark each other with paint. Why can't we all bond together behind that and just have fun? Was it not us that were talking about? No, it wasn't. I was talking about Charlie Says at Work. Just like, I think it was yesterday. It was after the death of Keith Flint. it was after the death of Keith Flint that there was Prodigy playing constantly on the radio, and I was showing some of the younger kids at work Charlie Says by the Prodigy, like, because it was a perfect song for it to be remixed, because it was already so the adverts themselves were already proper trippy. So yeah, the kids, the youngers at work were just a bit surprised. And yes, the Tippin C3 has a sound all of its own. It also has a smell signature all of its own. And yes, the ego you could hear halfway around the world. Yes, Colin, if you want to be the one to take the flak for making a DC2 pump, be my guest. There's already enough people that hate you if you turn something that's only semi-rare into a pump. Artwood, if you're editing right now, can you hurry up? It's been ages since you've released a full video. And I mean, I like the fact that you're posting little clips on Facebook and stuff as well. But yeah, you need to post. You need to post more videos, dude. But yes, love you too, man. Love you too. Yeah, Hawaii PB will have one. He's asking around if any of his mates want one. Awesome, man. That's brilliant. I really want to see. I really want to see Hawaii PB upload some stuff with a Pump Fury T-shirt on. I think that'd be brilliant. So he's just like a guy that just seems so nice. I mean, obviously I've only ever seen him in videos and stuff that he's uploaded to his channel, so it's kind of biased that way. But he seems like a genuinely, like a really nice guy, and seems like he'd be a really good laugh to know. Albert Omen. Uh, are you just naming Prodigy songs now? Nightmare, you want to make content for your channel, but no camera still. I understand that, mate. I appreciate that. Um, it is difficult getting started, and buying camera gear isn't cheap. What I would suggest is once you do get camera gear, did you see you were thinking about going for a GoPro or something along the lines of a GoPro? Because if that is what you plan on doing, I've got a bag around here somewhere. I'm not sure. Not sure if it's in here. Nope, it's on there. But yeah, if you decide to go for a GoPro, what I'd suggest is if you look at getting yourself a silicon case. You can get the little silicon cases to fit over GoPros. It just adds a little bit extra protection to the case itself. I mean, the GoPro cases are pretty hard wearing as they are, but for the sake of a little bit extra protection, that also would it also reduces the amount of shine coming off the camera. That's going to come off the case and stuff like that. So potentially, keep you a little bit more sort of camouflage and concealment. Look at that, and that would be a great thing for you to do. But I appreciate, and it will also it's going to make your camera last that little bit longer. And it's going to save you a little bit of money in the long run. But yeah, I appreciate it, mate. Camera gear isn't cheap. Hotwood. Feel like you should have had some epic music while saying that. That's what I was laughing at before. I don't think so. Nightmare. You're still making music though. Good lad. Good lad. If you've got passion in making music, do it. Then if you've got passion in doing anything, do it. Have fun with that. Albert, you're just naming Albert. You're just naming songs now, aren't you? Albert, you're testing new cameras out. Awesome. Is it more of the same? Are you going for like a shot track and for a new shot track, or are you going for a different style of camera? Or can you give any hints, or do you want to keep that to yourself for now until you've actually finished doing what you're doing? Colin, hey, if I win Nicky T Caliber, that will be a pump. I want you to win just so that I can see you do that, because there will be so many people furious about that as well, and then there will be genuine pump fury. Artwood, I'd suggest you change the name from Nightmare Speed, as one of the bigger PV tubers already goes by the name of Nightmare. I kind of agree with that. It could be a little bit confusing in the long run, but at the same time, if that's your solely your call sign, then I think it would be a bit naff to have to change it. But I can also understand in the long run it could cause confusion, and should Nightmare Speed happen to grow larger, it could result in him losing subscribers to the already established Nightmare, or vice versa. Just people getting a little bit confused with it, but hopefully that wouldn't be the case. If I'm wondering, you're listening to Worlds on Fire Live. Fair enough. Artwood. I'd also skip GoPros if it's your first camera and buy YI 2K Action Cam, about £57 on Amazon, and easily compares to the GoPro. Makes sense. So you're going for a run cam, scope cam. Very nice. How are you finding it so far? You've already answered that. Yeah, not impressed by it so far. Do you think that's settings, or is it just its performance in general? Caliber pump. I can hear Ripper's head explode now. Yeah. He probably would throw a hissy fit. No, your call signs Ghost. Well, I mean, you could always you could post stuff under Ghost, and I don't know if there's any sort of well-known YouTubers going by Ghost or anything. So you could certainly look at that. Pronounced Ye. Fair enough. Colin, if you're north or south, we're south of Dunk. Shh, shh. No one's supposed to know. And I feel dirty. I feel dirty playing for the south. Don't want. I'm ashamed. I'm kind of tempted to just wear a plain jersey and keep my mask on all weekend, and then deny all knowledge. Too much jello when shooting, right? I've got to say it here, and as a YouTuber myself, I'm probably going to look like a bit of a div. But what do you mean by jello? Just wobble? Is that what you mean? Oh. Colin, do it just to see Ripper go off on one. Yeah, I don't think he'd be very happy. And Colin, yeah, North could be fun trying to find her on the field. Well, that's the thing, mate. It's trying to actually find each other on the field. But I'm hot. Like, do you think we could do what Wolf and some other guy did like a few years back? Meet each other on the field and have like a sword fight. I think they had the foam wiffle ball bats and just ran up to each other on the field and started braying each other with the bats. We could always try that one. How can us play lot play for the South? I'm not getting into it. I just follow the rest of the team. I'm not a commander. I'm just at best, on my best days, I would accept a combat leader. But that's like without me really bigging myself up. I just follow the rest of the team, to be honest, and try and shoot people. But on the other hand, I was told the story a while ago. It's like, is anyone familiar with how Geordies got the name Geordies? Apparently, and if the story that was told is true, it was something to do with the fact that Geordies got the name Geordie for they remained loyal to King George at some point, and there was some rebellion or something. I'm not great with British history. there was some rebellion or something. King George came up here. People from Newcastle chose to be loyal to him, and them and the king's men killed shitloads of people around here. It's why I'm not a Geordie. I was not born within a mile of the Tyne. I am not a true Geordie. I am a borderer. I am a border reaver. So yes, in that instance, you could say that the Geordies were loyal to the South. Nightmare. Your old name was Phantom Paintball, but you changed it. Fair enough. How can we play for the South? Well, like I said, I just follow what the rest of the team does. So is the team changing the name to Cest? Nope, because we will still be living here. Artwork. The camera video warps from side to side like waves instead of minor vibration like with your homemade one, only far more noticeable and worse. That's not good. If it's worse than your homemade one, is there no? It seems redundant to the possibility of having to do it. But if it's that bad, is there any dismantling it and rebuilding it into a more stable housing? Is that a possibility? It's something that you shouldn't have to do, but if it is an option. Yes, I am the team verbal punching bag. Yes. The abuse keeps me in my place. You'll need sheep dipping on the way back in case you catch something. I know, Albert. I know. I'll end up drinking shandy. Only if I'm driving. I'm on the right side of the water, though. Yes, I am on the right side of the water. I'm also on the right side of the wall. It's the sensor, not the housing that's the issue. Right. If it's the sensor, then if you can isolate the sensor, is there any chance of bypassing it? Maybe a little bit of soldering. Obviously, I don't know what the sort of situation or what kind of sensor it is. But yeah, I mean, if it's a standalone sensor, then you could potentially just bypass it. If it's if it's inbuilt in the circuit board or something like that, then that could be no cheap sensors, cheap results. Yeah, like I said, you could potentially bypass it. It would be a pain in the ass because it would probably mean having to dismantle everything. To dismantle a perfectly good camera and rebuild it up from that. But if it also meant that it was actually then usable, it's something that you could look at. Right. So anyway, I am way behind on talking points this week. Since we've kind of been talking about North versus South, yeah, the game map has been uploaded to the North versus South Facebook page. So if anyone's interested in having a bit of study beforehand, try and learn where they can be, or even, and I know that you've done this before, Artwood, get the maps, print them out, laminate them, hand them out to your team, make sure that your team knows where you can be. Do things like set up RV points, set up places where you are all going to meet up again if you get if you get separated from the rest of your team. Places where you can meet up again, or just work things out. You know, it's always good in big games, especially games the size of North versus South, but to know where you are. And if you hear it over the radio that there's a fight going on in a certain area and you need support, then you're not going to end up running in the wrong direction or something like that. The map is far more powerful than any one player in his or her marker. Yeah, I'll agree with that, because, as I said, you don't want to be in a situation where you're getting, we need support in this area, and you end up running in the wrong direction because you don't actually know where you're going. I'm assuming you're far more dedicated than you are. I don't believe you're not. I've seen your videos, mate. Like I said, you put out very good quality videos. So I've got good faith that you are dedicated to what you do. Maybe it's not quite as dedicated, is what I think you are. But I still believe that you're dedicated. Nightmare, you're looking at the Hero 6. Right, well, if you are wanting to go for a GoPro, I would definitely recommend going for traditional GoPro over the GoPro Sessions. The GoPro Sessions, they've only got an internal memory. They've only got an internal battery. So unless you run a battery pack to it, or you charge it up between games, or you have multiple cameras to cycle through them, then you could be facing issues with that. But if you want, say, like something like a gun cam, the GoPro Sessions, they are fantastic because they don't weigh much, and they're brilliant for being able to fit them into like under your hopper and things like that, and like on the sides of your mask and stuff like that. They're a very good camera for that sort of stuff. Wait, Colin, if you find us on the field, you're gonna get a good scrap. We don't like surrendering, and we don't like losing. So you know for a fact that if you run into nest on the field, we will put up a fight. There's a reason why there's on average there's probably like 4 or 5 of them that go to events, and we seem to get used as enforcers. Yeah. Well, like they just I mean, yeah, okay, sometimes we might be nothing more than a speed bump, but it slows you down. Albert, it's a term of abuse coined by Scottish Jacobites in the 1745 rebellion because of the defences of the town of Newcastle against them by the supporters of King George. There we go. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a Geordie. I'm a borderer. Yeah, where I'm from, years and years ago, we were known as Border Reavers. And if you don't know what Reaver means, it means robber. And quite an interesting one was at one point around this sort of area, the woman was the head of the household. And there was apparently there was a sort of a tradition sort of thing where I don't know if it was as much a tradition as much as it was like a code, or like a call to arms sort of thing, where it was if a house guest was staying over, and you know at the time everybody would have sat and had meals. You know, they would have all sat at the dinner table, and chances are you'd been lucky if you had like 2 rooms in a house. But if you had a guest over, you know, they say it was some traveller had knocked on your door and asked for respite. If the mother of the household brought a crow's head in an egg cup onto the dinner table, that meant that that house guest was to never leave. And yeah, they'd kill them and take their shit. So how was that one for patriarchy? Right. Right, what we're saying. Right, artwork. Think you'll be keeping a homemade one for the TMC and the scope one for your Hammer 7, depending on how long you keep the Hammer 7 for. Oh, that can make sense. I mean, at least with the Hammer 7, it's going to be a lot slower rate of fire, so possibly you might not get as much wobble. Is it when it's shooting that you're getting wobble? Because if that is the case, then that might be a little bit better. And yeah, Colin, I noticed that you loved your session when we were at your birthday event. And I'll be pumped furied back to the north. Colin, you only won against us because I had no paint. Rematch. Right. Might bring a ghost rifle which fires first strike. Just saying, it's not under a brand fully custom gun lower, not a receiver, hand barrel in stock. Well, as long as it fires the right feet per second, mate. Why not? It's not under a brand fully cut. Yeah, mate. As long as it fires the right feet per second, bring it. You know, nobody's gonna have a problem if you have something like that. As long as it shoots the right velocity for the sight, people should be fine. Albert, you're a monkey hanger. Colin, are you trying to call us an orangutan now? Because I will not stand for this abuse. Ben really wouldn't admit the stupidity of the people from Hartlepool. I suppose it was dangerous time. Mistakes are made. Artwood, one shot from first strike recovered the wobble as first strike is travelling for longer. Shooting with the TMC, if you shoot more than a shot every 2 seconds, wobble turns into a constant. Yeah, that's not good. No, I'll take it sat down. Well, yeah. To be fair, I do just take most of the abuse I'm given. So, hello, Muddy Funsters. Hello there, Martello. And how are you this fine evening? And that's something else. I'm not. And hello there, Chan, as well. Hello. Definitely a taker. Why? What? Everyone. At MVP last year, Chan basically begged me to spoon him because he was chilly. Yes, you forget to bring a sleeping bag to an event. All of a sudden, the fat man appears like nice and snuggly warm, doesn't he? Artwood, making a review and comparison video before long, so it will all become apparent. Understood, mate. Then I bummed you. Chan. Then I bummed you on the field. There is not photographic evidence of this. Nightmare. You can make it shoot 10.5 balls a second. If I want to play speedball and Magfred Mags, keep up just fine. Charming. Right. That's good to hear, though, Martel. And anyway, I was going to say, for those that, if you haven't already checked it out, it's episode number 5 of the Paintball Magazine's podcast is live. Go check it out. As I keep saying, it is free. All you need to do is, if you want to do it on mobile, download the Anchor app, which you should be able to find in like iTunes and the Android Play Store, Google Play Store, whatever it's called. It is free to download. Just once you get onto the app, have a look for Paintball Mag podcast, and you should be able to. Yes, it does, Chan. You should be able to find the podcast on there. Give it a listen. Support another UK content producer that's trying to do something good, and just check it out. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no hidden catches on there or anything. Give it a look. Check it out. It's definitely worth checking out. I'll listen listen every week. I don't always get to listen right when it's first uploaded, but it's actually normally uploaded either tonight or tomorrow morning. So by the time, it's free, so it can be terrible. Thing is, though, it's not, mate, and you can see that you're putting in work to actually improve it every week as well. Yes, well, that's it. If it's free, no one can complain, can they? But yeah, there isn't any hidden feature. There isn't any hidden costs in there or anything. It's not like you download it and then all of a sudden you realise that you've sold your soul to Satan. Give it a look. It's definitely worth checking out. And again, as I said, it is free. There's a lot of good information in there. They're talking with a lot of. Okay, maybe your soul might have been sold to Satan, but since I don't have a soul, I think I'm free to. I think I'm. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. But I think I'm good on that one. You can't claim what I ain't got. But yeah, go check it out. Definitely worth having a look at. Right, anyway, so that was the map thing closed. Right then. So now I understand that most of the people that I've got in my chat here right now, this is one that you probably won't be interested in, but never know. Maybe one of you might spark an interest by one of you. OMG, for those that don't know, Only Magfred Games are considering running some milsim events. So again, for those that won't necessarily know, milsim events are military simulation. If this goes ahead, from that post that they shared the other day on Facebook, they will apparently be keeping up with the Red Kite versus Blackthorn sort of theme. And if they go ahead with it, there will be things included such as medics, specific spawn criteria, so if you'll have to be eliminated in certain ways and stuff. And obviously, I'm assuming you might have to be like respawned by somebody and things like that. There'll be squad-based combat scenarios, making use of GPS, interactive props, like we've talked about before when it comes to. Interactive props. OMG do interactive props very well. They've got one which is the downed pilot, which is it's actually it's a player who is playing the role of the downed pilot. So it's not just like a dummy that you've got to go and collect. It's an actual player that you've got to capture, who is neutral to the game zone, and he is also armed. So you can't eliminate him. If you eliminate the pilot, you lose points. So you have to capture the pilot live, and you've basically got to try and capture him in a way that he can't shoot you. The pilot is normally armed with something like a PPQ or an HDR 50 or something like that, with a couple couple of magazines, so it can try and hold his own for a little while, but ultimately will run out of ammunition. There will also be stuff like a faction command structure, so I'm assuming instead of, as well as having generals, there will also be like section commanders and officers and things like that as well. And I kind of hope commissars. I'd love to play a commissar, just walking around executing players that aren't pushing up when I tell them to. I think some of that would be fantastic. Now, if they go ahead with a milsim, it will be limited to maybe 60 to 80 players apparently, with squads of roughly like 10 players with specific roles. So you'll have like players that will be specifically a medic or heavy gunners and snipers and things like that, and riflemen, and even possibly radio men. So I think some of that stuff could be really, really cool. And if I was into the whole LARP sort of style of thing, which I know will piss some people off by just saying that, but if I was into that sort of stuff myself, I think that would be really cool. Now I would kind of like to be involved in a game like that myself, but not really my style, and I wouldn't want to take that away from somebody else that is into that sort of thing. Right. I'll quickly jump over and see what some people are saying here. But if the idea of playing a proper milsim event does appeal to you, please drop over onto the OMG Facebook page, or well, yeah, actually that's a fantastic one to go to. I think I have included a link in the description. No, it is. I don't think I actually have. Oh, yes, I have. If you drop over to the OMG Facebook page, let them know that you would be interested in playing a milsim event. Give those guys some support, and they will be able to continue putting on fantastic events that they are currently putting on. Right, let's have a quick jump in back into the comments and see what people are saying. Nightmare, you'll probably get some money together and buy a camera and get the Shock XLS custom, probably over $1,000. Well, that's it, mate. It ain't going to be cheap. It certainly isn't going to be cheap. But what I would suggest is you decide which one that you want more, and go for that one. Just get things. It'd be nice for you to be able to buy them all in one go, or something like that. But get the things that you really, really want first. So if you really want a camera and you want to start making videos, go get yourself a camera, because you've then also got all the accessories that you're going to need to go with that. An account for needing extra batteries, extra SD cards. Remember, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Have backups, have redundancies, have something in place that if things go bad, that you've got backup and that you can keep going. And then buy a marker, or if you want to buy the marker and then get the camera further down the road, it is a choice that you're going to have to make, unfortunately. Unless, of course, you win the lottery, in which case, if you do, send some my way. Albert, I can't even talk tonight. During the Napoleonic Wars, a French ship was wrecked offshore. The ship Monkey managed to make it to land, and the locals thought it was a French spy and hung it. I thought it was a German spy during World War II. Or was that? Was that Dad's army? No, I thought the story was supposed to be that it was a monkey during World War II, and the locals thought it was a German spy. Hey, it would make more sense that it would be during the Napoleonic times. In that instance, people are more likely to have not heard what a monkey is than World War II. I think if people didn't know what a monkey was by World War II, then I'd be a lot more surprised at that one. Aren't all the events that do milsim? No, Chan, they're not. This is an argument that I've had for a long time with some Magfed players. Magfed isn't necessarily milsim, and milsim isn't necessarily Magfed. However, there is a crossover between the two. Even in Tony, welcome to the live stream. But yeah, this is the thing. There is definitely a crossover between Magfed and milsim, but they are not the same thing. So I mean, for example, if you take Alabaster Slim, you can definitely put him in the Magfed camp, but he's certainly not milsim. running around wearing like the Hawaiian shirts. I think all of his team pretty much run around wearing Hawaiian shirts. It's not really milsim, but it is definitely magfed. And if you take, for example, like I could go for a Russian Special Forces loadout and equip myself with PP9. Was it? Yeah, PP90 M1 or something like that, which has it has the helical magazines, which is basically a Q loader. So I could take a Tipman 98, modify it to take a Q loader, put all the wooden furniture on and everything, and have what is effectively a submachine gun that holds 100 rounds. Now, most magfed players will argue that that isn't magfed. Hello, dog. Come on. Come see us. Ah, yeah. Come on. Wanna come say hello? You wanna say hello? Come on. Come on. Yeah, we'll go. Come on. Come here. No, he's not going to. Good boy. The camera's there. Wanna say hello? No, he doesn't. But yeah, so I could have something there. Like that's it. The P90 M1. I could equip myself with something like that and play perfectly milsim, but it wouldn't be magfed because of the whole criteria of it. It has to take a mag, and there's a lot of magfed players will argue that Q loader isn't actually a mag. It's even the same as I could potentially. Now it wouldn't necessarily be milsim, but a lot of magfed players would be more than happy for me to run around with my HDR 50 wearing a full cowboy costume and play as a gunslinger. But again, not milsim. So yes, definitely crossover, but not one and the same thing. Yeah, Nightmare. If you like the idea of it, drop over onto Facebook, give the guys over at OMG, give them a message, or post up on the link on the post where they said that they're considering doing milsim events. Let them know, and hopefully, if people let them know, they'll continue to do these cool things. Colin Albert, I thought it was because they wouldn't share allegiance to the Queen. I'm not sure on that one. I guess I'm not brilliant at British history. No, mate, they hung a poor monkey as they thought it was a spy. Yeah, I knew it was. I knew that it was a spy, but I knew it was because they hung the monkey because they thought it was a spy. I just wasn't sure whenabouts it was. Yes, Colin, I think there's a lot of games could make good use of commissars. It's amazing how often at big games people just won't move forward. Which, yeah, I think alright, at times everyone wants to hang back and do something, but I think if all you're doing in a game is just hanging back, you're disappointing yourself. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but you're not getting the full experience of a big game by just hanging at the back the entire time. So yes, I think commissars could definitely be used for great things at big games. When the one with the rifle gets killed, the next man picks up the rifle, reloads it, and shoots. Yes, Chan. That's how I think we should start doing these games. Only issue half the team with markers and just give the other half pods. Fucking hell, that must have been terrifying. That, in all seriousness, I think it was at the Battle of Stalingrad where they genuinely did that. It was like, right, you're charging towards the enemy, but we've only got enough rifles to issue half of you, to equip half of you. So yeah, when your mate dies, just pick his rifle up, reload it, and carry on. Aye, mate, that sounds glorious. For Mother Russia. Yeah. Yeah, that just sign me up, comrade. Oh, fucking hell, that would be terrifying. Or a TPX. I will pilot for one event. Used a TPX for 14 rounds. Yeah, that's Nightmare. Things are brilliant. I played the president at District 23, for a presidential capture game, and I had my revolver with 6 shots. And the thing is, what's brilliant with that is no one knows. I suppose because they're not ultra realistic yet. You know, you don't have a slide that's going to lock back when you're on empty with like with a mag-fed pistol. But with a revolver, you don't know how many shots you fired, and sure, you can count. And if I suppose the enemy could try and count as well, but they don't necessarily know. So you end up with like, a gang of people slowly coming in at you. It's brilliant. Um, oh man, I've got a newfound love for the Prodigy. Didn't know they did Sex Pistols covers. The Prodigy were awesome, man. Me mum actually got me into the Prodigy as a kid. And I've been obsessed with the Prodigy ever since. They were an awesome band, and it's amazing just how many films the music from the Prodigy has actually been on. They were, I mean, off the top of my head, and I can't remember many, but had music in Charlie's Angels. They had music in Kick-Ass. There was another one which is now just completely gone, but the Prodigy have had music in so much, and I mean stuff like the music video for Smack My Bitch Up. That is a complete twist at the end. It's like, if anyone hasn't seen that, go check it out. Go see if you can find the unedited or the not safe for work version of the Prodigy's Smack My Bitch Up music video that was banned by MTV. You think it's going one way and then it just completely goes off somewhere else. It's brilliant. It's a belting tune and just completely it catches you off guard at the end. Absolutely fantastic. No, it was after World War II. We're not that thick. World War II was basically the Napoleonic Wars in the north. Well, Colin's kind of got a point there. Right, Tony. OMG Return to Zavod was last Sunday and it was amazing. Fantastic. Right. All right, Tony, give a little bit of a write-up here for Return to Zavod. You've admitted to attending an event last weekend, and it was fantastic. So come on, tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you didn't like about it. Was there many players that were there? You know, what did the site run like? Come on, just tell me all this sort of stuff. It's I want to hear this, and I'm sure that everyone else in the chat wants to see it as well. Nightmare, you're at Zavod, right? It was the Stanley factory, wasn't it? Return to Zavod. Paint magnet. You're just fine being this tree next to the spawn. Be the fight is 3 miles away. But the fight is 3 miles away. Yeah. That's it. You get players that just like sat, and I mean I understand flanking and going like massively out of the way. I mean, me and you did that, Colin, and we ended up getting shot in the back. You know, it's one thing to try and do a big flanking operation, in which mean it might take you out of the game for like 20 minutes or half an hour. But when you find people that just sat there and say, "Oh, I'm waiting, I'm setting up an ambush," but they're heading away from you, and they're not going to be coming back for like 2 hours. Go fight them. You'll have more fun. And if you retreat, the Russian machine guns were waiting. Yeah, aye, that's right, Colin. It was either the Russian machine guns or a commissar with his sidearm. Woo! Yeah. Albert, shot people who will not move up sound good to me. Yeah. Tony to Nightmare. What team were you on in Zavod Nightmare? Chan, I'd pull the mag and dry fire to confuse them. Well, this is it, Chan. This is what we're talking about earlier on, about people not actually knowing what certain sound signatures sound like on markers. Like, for example, one of the first ones that everyone should be learning is the sound signature of a marker that isn't firing anything at you. And if it isn't firing anything at you, move. It's amazing just how many times people will, somebody can be sitting firing at you. Or I've held off people when I've had no air in my marker because they don't want to push just in case. But I've gotten out and I've had out my marker for ages. Now it's one thing for they give yourself a couple of seconds for to try and work it out, but most people should be learning what a marker sounds like without any air or without any paint in it. It's things like that, great things to work out, because it gives you the opportunity to then move on. When I was the pilot, you just camped under a bed with a bookcase in front of it. Got so many with shots to the legs. Yeah, nice one. Not OMG Zavod, because I'm at the Speed QB Zavod. Right. You should look at our trailer for a trailer video on Hot Paintball, HD Paintball. Tell you what, Tony, post a link up in the description. Post a link up in the comments, and we'll have a look at it. I mean, not now, but I'll open a link up to it, and yeah, I'll check it out once the stream's over. What else? In the Battle of Stalingrad, if they refused to charge, they were shot. Yep. So either Germany shot you or your commanding officer did. Yeah, well, I mean, come on, there was a lot of them. You stood a bit of a chance if you just charged at the enemy. In all fairness, how was that meant to work? It's a bit like what we did, what the British did to our own soldiers. What was it? The Battle of the Somme, where we bombarded the enemy lines. Went right, that's gonna be them dead. Well, is anyone aware of what happens when you try and blow up barbed wire? It just tangles. Barbed wire doesn't blow up properly. It literally just tangles. So all of the British soldiers were then ordered to stand up, climb out of their trenches, and walk in extended file. And if you don't know what extended file is one big line, and walk towards the enemy lines because all of the enemy were dead. Well, they weren't, and if you ran, you got shot. If you try to turn back round and come back to your own lines, you are shot. If you walk towards the enemy, you are shot. You are basically fucked. That was the be all and end all of that situation. Was you were fucked. There was thousands and thousands of British soldiers were just killed because of following orders to the exact letter. No. Yeah. Tony Fullerton. The Stanley Factory, great game. Modes, domination, battle royale, and ammo grab in game objectives, and ammo grab. In-game objectives made it much nicer. Long games at 45 minutes, but being as everyone was mag-fed made you think and be a bit more tactical. Well, that's it. I mean, mag-fed does make you have to play play in a different sort of style. You can't purely rely on gun power to try and overpower your enemy that way. Close range, so no first straight rounds. That's understandable. So it was a level playing field. Yeah, that makes sense. I know that. I mean, I'm reasonably friendly with the guys from OMG and from District 23, Black Sheep events, whatever you want to call them. And I know that they try and keep things fair and balanced. So yeah, I've got every faith that was good. But it sounds like it's been a great day, mate. Crimea, Charge of the Light Brigade. Yeah, another one where just tits up. Albert, you've held off a team on the bridge at BZ Yam with no paint, and it would have been longer, but Thomas started singing, I know something you don't know, Albert got no paint. Thing is, he was marshalling. Yeah, I could see Thomas doing that. But this is it. It's like I was saying, people need to learn what the sound signature is of a marker that's got no paint in it, because they do sound totally different. Nightmare, you play paintball for Steel City Paintball, and we were at the stand on the ON the same day as Zavod. We were just in a different part of the site. Fair enough. Battle of the Somme, Britain lost 420,000. Yeah, 60,000 in the first day. Yeah, they're good numbers, aren't they? Yeah, through stupid decisions by officers. Albert, you're sorting out spare kit for my Sterling. Thanks, mate. It's much appreciated. I think I've got like spares from nearly all of the gear that I have, except for the Sterling. Because I mean, the Sterling was a gift, and I totally wasn't expecting getting it. It was just completely out of the blue, and I very, very much appreciate it. But I just haven't gotten around to seeing if I can get any spares for it yet. So that's absolutely fantastic, mate. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. So yes, anyway, I still have lots of stuff I haven't talked about today. So let's get on with it. I'm focusing too much on you lot as opposed to actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing here for you. But Colin, that's just the British, another 20,000 French. Was that 200,000 French? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for all you know, us and the French have been rivals at different times and stuff. They've taken a fair bloody hit over some of the wars that we've been involved in. Still in parts of like rock and horse shit, yeah. Well, the company isn't making the stuff anymore now, is it? It's in fact, well, even the company doesn't really exist anymore, does it? We're supposed to be playing at OMG Zavod, but you're playing the Speed CQB, the Speed QB tournament. Well, all right, Nightmare. What was your tournament like then? We've heard from Tony. So what was it like for you? And yes, Colin, you could keep us here all night. I would just sit here and talk to you. I probably would. Would end up getting to a point where there'd be Yanks would join in the chat as well. Anyway, right. So I'm gonna do this week's video shout out. So this week, video shout out goes to Nicky T. Not that the man needs a video shout out because he is doing very well on his own, but Nicky T this week posted winning skills part 2 from his that he starred in. It was filmed at Hollywood Sports Park in the early 2000s. So yes, it is an old video, but it's just recently been uploaded to his YouTube channel. Now I'm not sure if that's because he owns the rights to it and has only just decided to upload it, or if because it was originally filmed for a paintball tutorial DVD. Now that's I'm not sure if it's because he owns the rights to it and has only just recently decided to upload it, or if it's because it could be a situation that the rights have only just been made available, or he's only just getting permission to upload it. But either way, it's a great one for you to go and check out. Check out both part 1 and part 2. They're full of advice and tips there on how to improve your game skills. Now they are primarily aimed towards sub-air style play, for tournament style play. However, the skills that you will learn by watching these videos and by practicing the stuff that Nicky would teach you in these videos can also be transferred across into woods ball, into magfed, into pump, any style of play. You can pick up something and learn from this style from the videos that Nick is posting for the winning skills part 1 and part 2. But yeah, go check it out. There is a link, as I said, to everything else in the description down below. And go give him a subscribe if you haven't already. Again, we're on YouTube. It's free to subscribe, people. Subscribe to his channel. Give him a help out. Give him a like, and let him know what you think of his content. Ben, you think you have the DVD? What have you any idea what the DVD was? Because I don't think it is actually mentioned in either of the videos as to what DVD it was. If it is, then I must have missed it. But I know that it was for a DVD in the early 2000s. And it's interesting because he's commented in his description section that it's a little bit retro, and it's quite retro. But a lot of the skills that I talked about in the video are still very much applicable to paintball even now. Colin, you're up for an all-night stream. An all-night stream. You know, I'm not gonna put it out. I'm not gonna put it. I'm not gonna like take it off the table. It's certainly. It's called Winning Skills. Yeah. What the DVD is called Winning Skills. Oh, well, that makes sense then. But but yeah, Colin, I'm certainly up for the potential for doing really long streams at some point. But I think I don't think I'll be able to do that tonight. I kind of have to go to work tomorrow. But definitely at some point in the future, it's something that I might consider doing. Ben, just need to know who to talk to on Sterling/Sovereign parts. Well, Ben, you may be able to have a word with Albert on that. Depending on what parts you need, Albert may be the man to help you out on that. Oh, I can't guarantee that, especially if it's Sterling parts. But you never know. Other than that, try Mike Tate, because he might be able to help you out. Yeah, he did work at Sterling, so you never know. He might have something stashed or something hidden away. Yeah, that's the other one there. John Guest. John Guest's another man who just has like stashes. It's funny when you, the longer you kind of that you're in paintball, you find out that there's these people in the community that just like have stashes of gear. It's like, they'll just turn up and be like, "Oh yeah, I've got that," or "I've got those things," or "I've got spares for that." And like, these people are good people to know. Keep them on side. We'll keep you here all night, like Angel. Nightmare, you are supposed to be playing OMGs. I've already read that, haven't I? So Speed QB is where for each kill you get 10 points and a flag hangs 25 points. Champion. And there's also no surrender rule. See, in tournaments in general, there's no surrender rule for the most part. So it's a funny one though, because like the moment in a tournament that you put your hand up, you're calling yourself a dead player. The moment you put your barrel sock on in a tournament, you're calling yourself a dead player. So by that point, you'll be eliminated. Now you can potentially run up on someone and say it's something along the lines of, "Do you want to take the hit or surrender?" If they say yes and put the hand up, they're a dead player. However, if they sort of say, you could potentially, do it as be a dick. In a tournament, you could run up to somebody, offer them a surrender, they could accept the surrender, not put the hand up, not put the barrel sock on, and turn and shoot you the moment you took their gun off them. But it's one of those. It's like it's a risk that you've got to take if you're going to try and do things now in a game. Because by rights, I mean, you wouldn't even be eliminating them even by barrel tagging them or something. But different things. Yeah. Oh God. No, as in you need to know who to ask to get bits out of Powerball. Did I read that right? Or is the coke starting to get to us? No, as in you need to know who to ask to get bits out of bits out of Powerball. Did you really put things twice there, or do I really need to stop drinking now? Albert, I do really long streams, but only in the loo. Yeah, a little bit of that too. Right. We've talked about that one. Right. So, big game shout out. This week's big game shout out, and I know, yes, I have covered this one before as well, but I'm trying to cover a big game a week, and I need big games to cover, and this one's coming up really soon. So, right. Big game shout out goes to Everwar Continuum. This has been hosted by the Wild Geese at Skirmish High Wycombe. It is a one-day event, so hence it is, of course, it is a lot cheaper. It is a lower price. It is up front. You need to pay a £5 deposit with £40 on the day. It is a side paint only event with GI paint available, but the paint needs to be pre-ordered. Now, if you're interested in this event, it is this month. It is coming up on Sunday, the 24th of 2019. The game will be running from, well, gates open at 8 o'clock in the morning and close at 4 o'clock at night. As I said, it will be being ran by the Wild Geese Scenario Paintball team. So, cracking bunch of guys. They've run games for years. I don't know really what more I can say other than that. They know what they're doing. They know how to put on good games. And if this game does well, it's potentially another series of events that could be starting up. But there's not really much more information other than that at this point. But I have heard rumours that if this game goes well, they could start doing more games across the country. But we'll have to see how this one goes and what happens further down the line. So yes, if you're interested in playing Everwar Continuum, as I said with everything else, there is a link in the description down below. And I think for an old school classic, meet up in the middle and brawl it out, you can't go wrong for all in all 45 quid. Now, as I said, that is £5 in advance and £40 on the day. 45 quid in general, that's about the price of a standard walk-on for to go and play what is effectively just a one-day big game. So yeah, go check it out. If you happen to attend it, as with everything, if you happen to attend it and you really like it, you had a great day, please come back and tell me so that I can pass that information on to everyone else as well. What we got? Just saying, Speed QB is mag fair only because of the ammo limit, and you want airsoft high cap pistol parts. Yeah, the person to ask. Fair enough, mate. Unfortunately, I'm not really in the market for airsoft gear, but thank you very much for the offer. Right. Albert, have I seen on YouTube Tipman Tactical Games? No, I haven't. But if you send us a link to that one, Albert, then I'll have a look and check them out. Apart from being full of Yanks, it's not bad. Well, it being Tipman Tactical, I'm not really surprised that it's full of Yanks. For the most part, most paintball stuff in general is full of Yanks because they are where the majority of the paintball market is. Colin, just looking at doing Pump Fury game. Pump Fury is taking Pump Fury name. Pump Fury is taken. What should you do? Adaption. Is there any way that you could adapt the Pump Fury name? You see, if you go for Pump Furiosa, Furiosa was a female character in Mad Max. I think, yeah, I'm sure you can work something out on that. I don't know if I'm currently the right person to add an underscore or a character. That's actually a good one, that, from Ben. You could go down that route of adding something along the lines of, as you said, an underscore, or a number, or a character, or an exclamation, or something like that. You could try that one. I'm very good at putting on PPQs, you mean airsoft parts. Fair enough. You can add full dots or numbers. Full dots. I suppose you could try something along the lines of like Pump Dot Fury Dot or something like that, or Pump Fury 1 or Pump Fury 13 or something like that. Like a lucky number or something. There we go. Ben will sort it out for you. Right then. So, today's final talking point. The Orange County Choppers Paintball episode has now been aired. to both good and bad reactions. Now, unfortunately, it seems that I'm mostly seeing negative responses. Now, that's not what I want to see. I want to see positivity in paintball. And it's interesting to see the takes on it. Because most of the people that are whinging that this is a bad thing for paintball, the entire argument seems to be coming down to, well, the money spent on the bike could have been spent on better things. Well, like, Greg, there was the two people from the paintball industry that kind of pushed for this were Greg Hastings and unfortunately I don't know the gentleman's name, but was the owner of NXL. I think it's obviously NXL America. I'm not exactly sure of the situation. I'm very sorry that unfortunately. This is Tom Cole. Thank you very much, Marta. But so Tom Cole and Greg Hastings, they put the money forward. In fact, I think it was mostly Tom Cole, and Greg just pretty much helped out with the situation. You think it was also well? Hopefully that is the correct name. And thank you very much for sharing that information with us. So, Greg Hastings and Tom Cole have contacted Orange County Choppers, and working in conjunction with them, have created a paintball themed motorcycle. Now, I believe it was done in the Houston Heat colours. Now, I haven't watched the episode yet. I just haven't had an opportunity. I think it was only aired yesterday. But now, of course, people that are familiar with NXL or follow Greg Hastings and a few of the other sort of, for lack of a better phrase, e-celebs within paintball will have already seen this motorbike. It was all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those sorts of sites. Because as with most things, it is very difficult to keep a secret with social media nowadays. So, Greg Hastings and Tom Cole approached the Orange County Choppers and working with them, created this paintball themed motorbike. They had stuff like, I think there was something to do with the footrests, the grips. So, and on one side, the throttle were old Nelson-based pump handles, pump grips, pump arms, basically like those sorts of bits. Pump handles, yes, thank you. The old Nelson-based pump handles. They would have something along the lines like old Tracers or old Razorbacks or something like that. So there was then, as I said, there was also the colours. There was some stitching on the seat. The tank was supposed to resemble a paintball mask, although it didn't really. But all in all, it was, regardless of what you think the motorbike turned out like, Tom Cole and Greg Hastings got paintball on TV at a national standard, well, not even national, at an international level. I don't know if that's the right phrasing. Now, some people are arguing that this has done nothing for paintball. That the money that they spent on that bike, which was something like, let's say, 20 grand, that 20 grand could have been spent much better ways to advertise things in much better ways. Like maybe it could, but those guys working with OCC managed to create a motorbike, which has now been the owner of NXL's daily ride apparently. They're getting paintball on TV at a national level, an international level, and what was it? Used the 30-year-old pump handles for a grip and throttle. Even the clutch and brake handles are real. That was it. That was something else. Yeah, the brake handles and stuff were trick shoes off of old markers, which in itself is kind of cool. But there was a lot of stuff was put on that bike that was paintball related. It just doesn't stand out, and I think people were expecting that to be like paint splats and stuff on the bike, which I think would have been a bit childish personally. I don't understand it being more of like a team colour sort of thing. But anyway, so they've got paintball. They've had paintball on TV. Now, anyone that has ever tried to sell tickets for paintball events has heard some of the standard responses. Things like, it's like, "Excuse me, sir, but can I interest in paintball?" "No, I've done the real thing." All right then. I mean, what do you ever, if you was trying to sell tickets for a paintball, do you think you would have somebody go, "Nah, mate, I've done the real thing"? Because, and I mean that this is part of it with the OCC guys. The OCC guys actually attended and played real. They attended and played at the at NXL. They played real paintball and they played tournament level paintball. And I'm sorry when I say real paintball when I'm referring to tournament level paintball. Um, Obviously, all paintball is real paintball, but they play paintball in the sports side of it. And yeah, I'm reading the comments and stuff popping up as well, which is throwing us off. Well, yeah, you get people that are giving it, these guys, the guys from OCC, they actually played paintball. They went and played tournament paintball, and they showed that. As I understand it, they showed like tournament paintball on TV. Now that'll show all of these people that think that paintball is just for weekend warriors. It's just for people that want to be soldiers that can't make it as soldiers, because that's what a lot of people perceive paintball as to be. They perceive paintball as to either be stag do's, which it's good and it's really really expensive and that's the end of it, or they expect that paintball is going to be weekend warriors, people that can't make it in the real army, and that's the end of it. Now, we all know that that in some instances is true, and in many instances isn't. There's a lot of guys that we've got ex squaddies who play. We've got people that wouldn't be able to get into the army even if they tried. That can't play that play. We've got all of these different people that play. We're such a welcoming community, but people have these perceptions of what we are. And getting it on TV and showing people that that isn't all that paintball is worth spending a little bit of money. The fact that the guy would probably have gone out and blown 20, if the guy, the guy whose bike it is now, he's not short of cash. And if he wanted a motorbike, he could have gone out and dropped 50 grand on a motorbike. But for the sake of 20 or 30 grand or something like that, he's got a custom motorbike that is a one of a kind, that is also getting paintball on TV. I think that's worth that money. And I think a lot of these people that are bitching about it, it seems very childish, and it almost seems like, in a way, like, it kind of seems like, well, you could have gave that money to my team. That's what it kind of comes across as to me. Now, that is just my opinion on it, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think of it. But that's it, Colin. It's a lot of it seems as if it's jealousy. A lot of these people seem to be bitching and moaning because they are jealous, which, as I said, it's completely and utterly childish. Why? Why try and piss on someone else's parade? Because I'll catch you there, Nightmare. Have a good one. I'll see you next week if you're here next week. Why piss on the parade of some people that are trying to do some good for paintball? But it's not how I would have spent my 20 grand. Fuck off. I'm sorry, but fuck off. Yeah. Right, so what we're saying, I'll go back and read some comments here. What we got? Pump Fury game. Why not? Batteries not included. As I've tried BZ, but they're not running with it. That could be a potential one. I think a batteries not included game certainly would be an interesting one, and it would, like, a batteries not included game would also be open to more players, because you wouldn't just have necessarily pump players that would be in. You'd have, you could potentially have, like, sort of your Magvet players, your mech players, but it's like you want to run it down to, yeah, okay, cameras and stuff like that allowed, because obviously they're going to help promote, but and also I want to be able to video my amazing kill streaks. But Like no batteries in hoppers, no batteries in markers, stuff like that. So it's gravity fed or mechanical force fed, and just mechanical markers or pump action, like human powered markers. So I think stuff like that would be really cool. Um, I think that could definitely work. It's a bit like Mechanical Masters. By kill streaks, do you mean breaking my markers? Yes, yes, Colin, I do. That's it. The only things that I kill on the field are my equipment. Yeah. Uh, that was half laugh, half cry. Um, Nightmare. Nightmare was looking at a Phantom. Well, if Nightmare, I realise that you've gone by now, but if you're looking for a pump action, um, Phantoms are brilliant markers. They're very simplistic. They're not complicated to work on. You know, the most I really ever do with these is every now and then. It's like every so many years I'll strip it down completely, clean everything up, put it all back together, and because I'm running those on 12 grams, most CO2 cartridges have a little drop of oil in them, so you can actually, if you want to, you can add in a little bit more. But most of the time you can just screw your CO2 in. That'll release a bit of oil into the marker, and it lubricates it as you're using it. Fantastic, you know. They're so simple. They're not complicated, but Phantoms are known as being great markers, so they are a bit more expensive. But there is cheaper alternatives if you're prepared to compromise on build quality and things like that. But they will do effectively the same job. Um, what have we got? Nightmare. Love showing rentals your stuff. That's it. That's another one. Like showing rentals your equipment, letting rentals have a shot of your equipment, letting rentals in some cases use your equipment. Will do more. Will do way more for helping get players into the sport than simply just playing against them. Although playing against rentals, but including them, letting them not lighten up and things like that can also be a great factor in trying just in getting them interested as well. Just slow things down. Don't don't abuse them. If we want paintball to grow, we cannot abuse rental players. Um, Albert, how can mainstream publicity in paintball be anything but good? Exactly. That's my stance on it. Like, if we want paintball to be seen by more people, how is it a bad thing that paintball is being seen by more people? I actually saw people complaining. Well, the only people that are going to be watching East Coast Orange County Choppers are going to be older. It's like, so you mean older people who probably are going to be would be quite interested in having a hobby, who are going to have income and money that are going to be able to afford to do it, who probably have kids that they would be interested in getting off their computers and going and playing. Yeah, I'd be happy for those. And you know what it is? I view now. They're right. They might not be able to play it like at a high level of tournament play, but paintball is a beautiful thing to me. In that it doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Your gender doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Your sex doesn't matter. Your none of these things matter. All that matters is that you can get out on the field and you can have fun. No, once you've got a mask on, for the most part, the only way that you can tell, in a lot of instances, like if the player beside you is a lass or a lad, is how long their hair is, and if it's Chan that's beside you, I don't know if he's still here or not, but if it's Chan beside you, he's got a little ponytail sticking out the back, so it could be Chan that's beside you, not a lass. It's like, you can't see, unless they've got a clear lens in their mask or something, you can't see what race somebody is because they've got a mask on. You can't see what gender somebody identifies as. You can't see what sex somebody is. Wearing paintball gear. Yes, really soft skin as well. Yes, Chan is lovely and soft. And good evening, Ripper. Welcome to the stream. He's so soft and feminine. But yeah, this is it. Paintball is a massive leveler because nobody knows who they are under all of that gear. It, and it doesn't matter. We're shooting balls of gelatin skinned balls of paint at each other. It doesn't matter how fast you can run for the most part because the ball can travel faster than you. So the idea that somebody can't play because, well, they're too old, fuck off. Again, fuck off. Where else we got? Yeah, there was the pump handles. The NXL logo air cover. Yep. That's it. And there was the seat had stuff stitched into it. These 30-year-old pump handles for the grip and throttle. Even the clutch and brake handles were real triggers. Yeah, that's it. They did put a lot of paintball stuff onto that bike. People just, because it's not covered in paint splatters and stuff and got like an ego as a throttle, people aren't prepared to sort of like look at that. Paul Senior reached out as the tank was meant. Oh yeah. The tank was meant to look like a Spire. Ah, right. I thought it was. I saw a clip where he was arguing with one of the other guys about the tank, and I thought it was because the tank was supposed to look like a mask, but obviously I must have picked that up wrong. It was because we were doing something about like putting the mask on the bike or something. But yeah, I can imagine it probably would be a bit difficult to do that, but you could see he was trying to do it to the specifications that sort of like what they'd been asked to do by the customer. Yeah, Martello, you get the. How I've lost the. Bloody hell! How many comments have I got to catch up on here? You get the I play airsoft as a response. Oh, so many replies you can come back with. Yeah, that's the other one. People giving it the yeah, I play airsoft, and I'm on a few airsoft pages, and it's amazing how many people, and for the most part, people that try and sell tickets to paintball games, they're not paintballers themselves for the most part. Most of them, especially Delta Force crew, they're not actually paintballers that are trying to sell the tickets. They are just sales stuff. All they do is sales. They never go to the sites. All they do is sales. And you'll have airsofters that'll go up and they'll give them shit and say, "Oh, I play airsoft and it's this much for BBs," and it's like, that's it. Walking up to somebody that works like in a bar and going, "Well, I can buy a pint I can buy a pint-sized can for £2 at the co-op, but it costs you £5 here." Stop being an arsehole. Just no thank you would do. Seeing the bike at World Cup was like pulling a fit bird and finding out she has bigger balls than you. That's a nightmare away. I read some of the comments on the Inception post and I was thinking, I really don't want to be part of this anymore. Yeah. That's it. I think stuff like that. I think stuff like the way that people have been going on about that bike, it puts people off wanting to be part of this community. Because it's just so petty. Colin, can I use my C3? It has an AA battery for the igniter. Yeah, I'm figuring like in a pump no batteries game, I would allow that because that's like, I think that's acceptable because it's not like it's not causing you to be able to make the marker cycle any faster. It's just that the marker can cycle at all. So yeah, I think that would be allowed. The OCC episode is available now on Now TV next Tuesday. Right, I'll have to see if I can remember. Try and think on, and I'll set my planner on the Skybox to try and record that next week. Send the paid forward Puma to the kid. Eh? Ass isn't tight anymore. Albert, if you think of a pump, go Phantom, Sterling, Sniper, or even Tracer, but don't buy a Hammer 7. They are the bastard son of the three, of a three-legged donkey, total abomination. The Hammer 7, yes and no. I mean, the Hammer 7 it's a cheap Nelson marker, but it is very, very customizable. So again, as I've said with a lot of things, I can't knock anyone that wants to buy it, because you've got so much potential that you can create with that marker. But on the other hand, people that buy them to specifically put them into a mag-fed body, I think, with a little bit of ingenuity and access of a 3D printer, the Hammer. Well, this is it. It was a 3D printer and a normal sort of Nelson-based marker. You could probably create something a lot better. That would be, but it would require a lot more work to put it into a body or something. It's quite simple to buy like a Hammer 7 marker. Well, although discontinued, it would be a lot better to buy a Hammer 7 marker for, I think, what they were retailing around about £80. Buy one, take the trigger frame off of it, and you could literally just drop it into a marker, and just done. Yeah, they were relatively simple to sort out, but they were relatively simple to create. But even then, it wasn't exactly easy to create one that looked good as well. Very easy to create something, quite difficult to make something look really good. Colin, I've bribed Nicky T so I can win the Caliber to pump it. And Albert, yeah, God, I hope you win, mate. It's so funny. Colin, what have you done to bribe him? And yeah, Colin, the Hammer 7 is a tracer that takes mags. The Hammer 7 isn't even a tracer. Tracers are phantoms with a different pump handle. They're just Nelson-based markers. If you actually go all the way back, the original Nelspot 007 was, I don't even know if it was the Nelspot 007, I think the originals were just Nelspots. They were Nelson valve markers. That thing is basically a derivative of that. You had numerous clones, but Buzzards, Carters, PMI tracers, the BT tracers, the Hammer 7, the TSO Spartans, all of these different markers. That's just the ones I can name right off the top of my head. The Phantom, Nell Spots, all of those were all basically just the same marker, just done in different ways. Juki, I'm not sure on the Juki DSG was based on some Phantom parts, but I'm not exactly sure on how far it was based on Phantom parts. So I can't say for certain on that one. Let's see. It's mag pump. I feel sick. Colin, the ADN mag-fed cocker is in a body rifle stock would be awesome. Yes, that actually kind of would be pretty awesome. No. Mag and pump should not be in the same sentence. Thing is, Albert, in the case of the ADN mag-fed autococker pumps and stuff, I'm prepared to kind of accept those, because you've got an autococker that can fire first strikes. That's kind of cool. Can't deny that is kind of cool. Right, so I'm just going to quickly pour myself a drink here. And, right then, so, as I was saying earlier on the stream, we have mystery box. We got mystery parcel. Now, I think I know I showed it earlier on, but this was sent to me. It turned up yesterday. Do not open until next live stream. Unfortunately, I wasn't in when it turned up. So this actually went to my neighbours. Oh, I don't know if you'll have been able to hear that or not. Yeah, I don't know what they will have thought if they have read that. Now, I don't know if they did read it or not, because my wife actually went and picked it up for us. But I'm kind of interested to see. I'm a little bit curious as to did they see, like, me get a box with "Do not open until next live stream" on it, and what did they think of that? So I'm going to open it up because obviously it says "Do not open until next live stream." Now I'm hoping that this isn't chemical warfare or a bomb or something like that. But let's see. I must admit, yeah, anthrax. Yep. I was really curious as to see if I could find out what it was. So I kind of wanted to find out what it was, but also kind of didn't want to find out what it was because I really wanted to see what the surprise was. It could be a glitter bomb. Yeah. I hope it doesn't get in my drink. But yes, I know. I have a wife. Shocking. But I wanted to know what it was, but at the same time, I also didn't really want to spoil the surprise. So it's been sat on top of the piano downstairs for the past day, and we tried looking for it, and the most that I know at the moment is that it's come from Coventry. Yes, my wife's piano, not mine. Yes, I have a piano, not my not. It's not my piano. It is the wife's piano. I'm opening a mystery box here. I'm not a paintballer. Yes, and marriage as well. Yes, I know. To be fair, I got with her. I got with her before I started playing paintball, so you know. That's my defence. Come on. These scissors are crap. Let's see if I can do this without stabbing myself. Yeah, we go. Alright. Oh, I haven't got it all the way open. Oh no. I should have really had a knife for doing this. And I've knocked on my little scissors as well. Bugger. Right. Come on, open up. Strange. Very strange. Can't. There we go. Right then. Aha! Ben! Now I know who these are from. Did you get them shipped straight? Ben, are you still here? You must have had them shipped straight to me. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm guessing since you asked us to open them, got us to open it on the live stream, that's fine for us to show them on the live stream. But ladies and gentlemen, custom made Nest grips. If I can you? You can't really see them on the. Wonder if I can. No, it shouldn't make a difference. That's just what I can see. And these should be going on my Thank you very much, gentlemen. Now, I'll be putting a set of these on my... I'll show you them next time I see you, Colin. Well, I should be having... well, we're getting... This a project in the works at the minute, and I don't know how much I can really say, because I don't know who knows what and what's going on, but there's a project in the works, and I think these will go perfectly on that. That's surprisingly light. Are the other ones just the same, Ben? Aye, the other ones same style. So again, another set there. But they're really nice. Them nice and grippy. They've got like the sort of the hexagonal set. Yes, that's it. We'll keep it a secret, Ripper. But yeah, that's nice there. They're nice and grippy. There's a little bit of they're not totally smooth and totally slippery, but there's a nice little bit of grip. It's yeah, they're brilliant then. I think what I might go for, although I don't know how easy it'll be to do. Well, Ripper, there is no pleasing you. Well, we've got two sets. But yeah, they're brilliant, Ben. Yeah, I think they're absolutely fantastic. But definitely gotta go on this this project that we're working on. I think they're fantastic, man. Well, Ben's the man that you got to speak to on that. And that's it. If anyone's interested in what I'm talking about or what the surprise might be, then I think if you head over to the Nest team page, you'll be able to find out. You might get some hints from that. I'm saying hints. It'll be completely obvious. But yeah, go check that out. Have a look on the Northeast Scenario team page, and you'll be able to see on that. But yeah, I've just put them away. I'm going to get a pair out again, have another look. But yeah, they're brilliant. Them, I think, yeah, perfect. Yeah, they are really nice, man. They're very, very nice. Colin, would look good if you could have the logo polished and the rest dust finished. Yeah, I suppose that would be kind of cool, but what I was thinking about doing was maybe it's the crayon trick, where you colour in certain parts with the crayon, wipe off the excess, and the crayon fills in the dipped in areas. I think that could kind of look cool, but at the same time I don't know. And I'm also curious as to if they could be anodized and how they would come out if they were anodized, because I don't know if you could even see it, but with the Northeast Scenario team, with the Nest team, on the banner or on the logo, there's a I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. I think there, like that, yeah, round about there. There's a paintballer on the logo, and yeah, you can kind of see it. I realise that obviously the quality on your end probably isn't fantastic, but you can kind of see the paintballer here. I'm looking at that camera as well, just because I can see where I'm roughly pointing at, but it's a couple of seconds behind. And yeah, if you look at that, I'm kind of wondering how well that part of the logo there would hold up to being anodized. I don't know if it would struggle, if it would be stripped away if it was being anodized. But if it didn't, and it took the the paint really well, or if it took the anodizing really well, that could look really cool. Especially if you got... I don't know much about the whole anodizing process, but if you could have that area, just the shield, anodized one colour and have the rest of the grips anodized another colour, that would be amazing. But I don't know much about the anodizing process to even know if that would be possible. But yeah, as for how much they cost, as I said, you'd have to speak to Ben about that. He's the man that's had these sorted out. But Ben, they are ready for anno. Nice one. Yeah, be possible, but would need someone that was really good. Yeah, that's it. It would have to be somebody that you could really sort of trust on it. Albert, and yeah, the tip of your pump handle does look really good. Although was it crayon trick on the sides and then boot polish on the front, or was it the other way around? Because yeah, pump handle does look really good, and I think that was it Luke that built your pump handle? Well, that printed your 3D pump. That printed your pump handle, because it's I noticed it's a Colin. If you got one, that's the same, but obviously not engraved the same. Tell you what, guys, I didn't actually realise. Well, I mean, I knew I'd carried on a bit longer than I had, but well, like 20 minutes overdue here. Tell you what, guys, if I'm gonna have to go. It's getting on a bit, but as always, I will be dropping onto the Discord server for a little while afterwards. So if anybody wants to drop in and have a bit of chat in there, feel free. You're more than welcome to. There is a link in the description. I've remembered to include it. Albert, boot polish on the side and crayon on the front. Yeah, and that's the thing. It looks really good, mate. I think it must be quite difficult to do 3D printing, because with it being so like rigid, you would have to have like a very fine sort of polish on it. But I mean, yours looks brilliant, man. And I believe he has, Colin. But I don't think he ever wants to play with it. Anyway, although I bet you if you had a 3D printed pump handle for him that had a stormtrooper on the front of it, he'd play pump. Or a man, like Boba Fett's helmet or something on the front of the pump handle, he'd play pump then. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to go. But if anyone wants to continue the chat off the stream, feel free to drop onto the Discord server with us. I'll be on there for probably about another half an hour now before I go to bed. But I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining us. And I shall see you next week. Same time, same place. Catch you next time.